This is the NFL Week in Review Show on the Flex Network.
Going up, coming down, does he come down with it? Does Golden State have it? He's in the end zone, he has!
This is the Flex Network.
Unbelievable!
This is the
Romo
Flex
can't get the
Network.
squad down!
Flex on them.
Run Zeke. Up the middle, he's gone! Zeke's gone! Goodbye, Zeke! Touchdown! Short yardage, pinched in. The dogs got out.
Flex on them.
Branding in the gun, third and 8. Crowd making noise. Manning 5 steps. Here comes the run. Taco's got it. That's an Eli Taco. Oh, low snap. He picks it up. He looks, he stands, he rushes. Oh, he's up the middle. He's running up the middle. He boom!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in action. The Flex Network is here. The people are waiting on us. We're here. I'm on the set of, Football Night in America with NBC. The man up top here with me is my man, Cowboy Cam. Cam, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? It's good to be here. It's been a rough week for your man, Cowboy Cam, but I'm still here. I'm still showing my face.
And below me is none other than the SnowMan. To me, what it looks like, Cam, it looks like we're at a New Orleans Saints press conference waiting for the head coach or the quarterback or someone to show up. And he's not quite here. So I don't really know what's going on. I know the SnowMan will join us shortly. Oh, here he is.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in! Come marching in! Oh, yeah!
That is really good. Hey, SnowMan, that is... man, I've never heard somebody pull that off that way. That's good.
What is up, everybody?
I am back. Oh, yeah.
So,
got the beads rocking.
so the
It's a party
SnowMan
out
is here.
Oh, man.
The SnowMan is, of course, gloating, and he's happy because the Saints beating the Chargers on Monday Night Football. Or was it Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or was it Monday?
It was
Monday.
Monday.
It was Monday. Yeah. Yes. Monday Night Football. Saints beating the Chargers in overtime, which, of course, secured his victory in our weekly pick'em. Here at the Flex Network, we do our weekly picks, and he was able to come out victorious with that. Closest score there. Took the cake. So, of course, he's happy. He's got his little Saints backdrop. He's just happy to be there. But
just
real quick
here, baby.
Real quick, let's talk about a couple things. Number one, we are the Flex Network. So if you are viewing us, you've probably seen our page somewhere, and we've shared it somewhere. You can find us on Twitter at the Flex Network 1, covering all your football needs. You can find Cowboy Cam on Twitter at Cowboy Cam 11. You can find him on his Facebook page, Cowboy Cam. Constantly breaking down any Dallas Cowboys news there. You can find me on Twitter at FlexMike11, running the Flex Network Facebook page. The SnowMan is our wrestling aficionado, and he is also our he jumps in here with me to do some things. But if you're into professional wrestling, his account is at FlexNet_PW Elite, going live every Thursday night. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube. And we appreciate any comments, any questions you have. Drop them here. Christopher Buckner in the house. Chris? What up, guys? What up, Chris? Appreciate you tuning in. Let's talk about a couple things real quick. SnowMan. We are talking about some breaking news that has happened this week. Number one being the we got some comments here talking about Cowboy Cam, and they don't know if he's on suicide watch or what's going on. He's had a very stressful week. But hey, we'll get into the Cowboys here in a minute when we get in the recaps. But number one thing I want to talk about is the Jets, the New York Jets, and all of their dysfunction could not find a trade partner for one Le'Veon Bell. He had a $6 million cap hit left on his contract this year. Snow, what did you think of that whole situation with the New York Jets, Le'Veon Bell? It seems he doesn't have a suitor yet. What do you think? And give me a prediction of where he lands real quick.
Yeah, just seeing that Le'Veon Bell's no longer with the Jets, obviously probably had to come down to money wise for him, and just not being able, of course, not finding a trade partner. I figured he would, they would have found a trade partner for him, but of course, with his money that I was going to get hit with on the books, again, just a whole, just it sucks for him that he's now a free agent. He can go sign with anyone. For a spot that he could probably go and find, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if I'm being a homer on this, but maybe the Seahawks would pick up Mr. Bell and give him a year, give him the rest of the year to work on, contract, something. We've seen crazier things, guys. Yeah. So
true.
I'm just throwing it out there for right now, because now KC is loaded. Defending champs, they're loaded. I don't, maybe Detroit might need some wide receivers. Maybe Indy might need some receivers. I know Dallas is loaded, on the receiving end, so they're doing good right now, but in that department. So again, anything's up in the air.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because first of all, shout out to my boy Michael Yeager here. He says the real flex analyst, finally. Shots fired at every other show that runs on these airwaves on the Flex Network. Shots fired at Flex Shane, Flex Matt, Alan Seslowski, anyone who has ever stepped foot on these airwaves here. Kind of shots fired there. But our boy Michael Yeager here, he's real worried about you, Cam. He's very worried. He's, on the Le'Veon Bell topic, or he seems to think that he's going to the Bears. So
I was going to say the same thing.
That too.
The front runners, from what we've seen, the Washington football team is interested, obviously, because they need a running back so bad. I mean, they've got a guy in what's that guy's name, Antonio Gibson, who's doing pretty well. He's a young football player, but it would be nice to have a couple of, nowadays in the league, you don't just want one guy. You would love to have a split backfield, and some things that I'm hearing coming out of the New York Jets area, that part of the country, is, they're wondering about the availability of him. Because he's going to clear waivers. No one's going to pay that $6 million price. They don't want to pay that much, especially because we're in week 5 already, right? So anytime you sign a guy at this point in the season, whatever contract you give him, it's not guaranteed. So any team could back out at any moment for any reason. So it's very easy for them to do that. Le'Veon Bell was signed by the former GM, and so they've been trying to get rid of him in a respectful way for the better part of a year and a half. But if you studied Lev Bell the way I have, and I've watched him since he's been in the league, you understand that Lev Bell is a very patient runner. He takes the handoff, he stutters behind the line of scrimmage to see what hole's opening, and then he goes there. That's why he was so successful. So Cam, you were kind of in agreement with Snow, so tell me what you think. Where do you think he ends up? KC has been a popular name that's come out there, but when it's all said and done, they don't need him. They've got guys. New England's always a popular name because New England, don't ever put anything past Bill Belichick. But I think that Seattle is a team that is always they consider themselves involved in any type of trade or any type of free agent acquisition. But at this point, I don't think they need him either. And so I would say if I were to guess right now, I would probably throw money on New England. But I'm not sure. Cam, what do you think about that?
The team that makes the most sense to me is the Chicago Bears. But we all know whatever makes sense doesn't normally happen in the NFL. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you see them in New England. And I've also seen the Chargers on the radar. But I kind of like, even without Austin Eckler, I kind of like the Chargers run game. And so I don't think he's needed there. But, I just think somebody's just going to take a chance and, sign him for the low and get a – we don't really fully know how great Le'Veon Bell can be because we know the Jets organization is just bad. And like you said, he was signed by the old GM, so the new GM comes in, and then the new head coach comes in, Adam Gase, and they don't like him, like they don't want him there. And so it was a lose-lose situation for both parties, really, because Adam Gase wanted offensive linemen, and he got a high-paid running back, and so I don't blame Adam Gase. I don't blame Le'Veon Bell for being mad at Adam Gase. It's just kind of, it is what it is. But I really wish I could see him in Chicago. I would like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Another thing, let's go ahead and run through the Week 5 scores real quick. Cam or Snow, stop me when you want to talk about a game that, obviously we'll talk about the Seattle and the Dallas game, but if there's another game that you really want to talk about, we'll talk about that. The Chicago Bears beat on Thursday Night Football. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as some people say,
I think we got
20-19.
I think we got the first.
Right there. Let's stop it right there.
Might as well.
Brady. Message for Tom Brady.
Go ahead, Snow.
Your age is showing, dude. Your age is showing. How you forget what down it is? How you forget? Come on, Tom. Come on. You forget what? Come on. This is the thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I feared. How would they look when they ran up against a defense? And we all know the Bears defense is legit. I don't know what the offense is. I have no words for the offense just yet. But we know that Bears defense is legit, and this was my worst fear for Tom Brady when he's going up against an elite pass rusher such as Khalil Mack, who's just unblockable. I don't know if you guys seen the flip. Like, he sacked Tom Brady and then flipped a 350-pound offensive lineman like it was nothing. So Tom
he did not flip him. That was a full-on judo hip toss. Even more disrespectful.
Man, Khalil Mack is just amazing. But yeah, this is my worst fear for Tampa Bay, and this is what you deal with when you come to the NFC itself. Like, he ain't used to those elite pass rushers in the AFC like that. So, but yeah, my LOL of the week, Tom Brady forgetting what down it was on a 4th down. Come on, Tom. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. Come on. Tom Brady is the GOAT, and yet you forget what down you're on. I can understand if you ran up, you spiked the ball, and then it's 4th, you're on a 3rd down, you spike it, it's 4th down, and then you play, thinking, okay, we have an extra play. And then passing, incomplete, or you ran up the middle and it's turnover on downs. And like, wait, I thought, is it 4th downs? But you throw it, and then you're, like, wait, what's going on here? Did I miss something? And yeah, you missed something. And come on.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Even more so, this would be
For instance, if you were to look up all-time bonehead plays,
It's up there.
You'd realize it's up there. I
It's
mean,
up there.
for the 2020 season, to say the least, for forgetting what down it is. Come on, Tom.
100%. So let's keep it moving here. I'm going to run through these games real quick because we got some time that we're going to spend on the Cowboys. We got some time we're going to spend on the Seattle Seahawks,
Yeah,
Minnesota Vikings game. So let's talk about a couple of these other. Okay. Vikings dropped to the Seahawks 27-26. Seattle's down 13-0 at halftime. LOL. They come back. Russ proves that he's the MVP front runner with his play there. We move on to Carolina Panthers beat the Atlanta Falcons 23-16. Mike Davis is the real deal, as long as everyone knows that. Former Seahawk, by the way, former Bear, former 49er, almost former everything, it seems like. But he's good. The SnowMan rocking the Raiders jersey today. The Raiders beat the Chiefs 40-32. We've been high on this podcast has been high on the Chiefs every freaking week, and we're just having a hard time knowing when to pick them. But you know what? I would be lying to you if I told you I was not happy to be wrong in that game. I was so happy. Darren Waller killed it.
I think all three of us were happy to be wrong. Literally,
right.
I think we all said this last week that it was a business decision that we were going to go with KC, winning on the Raiders. But we were kind of, we would not be mad if we lost that pick.
Agreed. Yeah. So then we move to the Cardinals beating the Jets 30-10. Wasn't much of a game. Eagles lose to the Steelers 38-29. But ladies and gentlemen, that game was close.
That game was insane.
And it was entertaining. Let me tell you something. When the Eagles get healthy, they're going to be something that you're going to have to pay attention to. And then number two, if there's any Steelers fans out there who are tuning in, the Steelers are not as good as their record says they are. They really haven't played anybody yet. They still have to play Baltimore twice. They have to play Cleveland twice, Cincinnati twice. Baltimore's not getting blown out. Cleveland's not getting blown out. Cleveland might lose, and that's fine. And Cincinnati might lose both of those games, and that's fine. But
I think you said Ravens.
They're going to give the Steelers a run for their money. Do you have a dead Raven right there? Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, it is the season of hunting, and it is my Raven.
That's really convenient.
Yeah, he's got a Raven over here. Okay.
You know what, Mike? I'm gonna take offense to that. The Steelers are the real deal. Okay, the Steelers are legit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Steelers are legit because the one thing about the Eagles that I could rest my hat on was that defense, and that defense had no answer for that Steelers offense. But the Eagles offense.
I agree with you, Cam. I agree with you completely. But in a world where the Eagles are very injured, I mean, they've pretty much been injured for the last 2 years nonstop. Everyone's injured, whether it's Carson Wentz or all of the Eagles receivers. Like the Eagles' offensive weapons cannot get on the field to save their life, right? So, so the situation here is okay. Michael Yeager here says if they're so good, they let us a scrub group of wide receivers and aging tight end score so much on them, and there's a lot of truth there. There's a lot of truth there. If Alshon Jeffrey were to catch a pass on any team that wasn't a bottom 5 defense, I would just be like, dude, what in the world are you guys doing? Because they're not good, plain and simple. And so the Steelers, that's why I say they're they're leaving some meat on the bone, as they might say here in Texas. So
I understand.
so you want to see them. I mean, obviously they got some great things going. I think Big Ben is kind of suspect because he doesn't really know who he's throwing to from week to week, but we'll see what happens. That's the great thing about the NFL. We got a lot of weeks to play. We don't have to just make up our mind after week 5. So Steelers score late, beat the Eagles 38-29. Rams take care of Washington 30-10. Let's see here. The Ravens beat the Bengals 27-3 in the first actual legit blowout by the Bengals. I mean, they finally lost the game in a fashion where you're like, oh, this is how bad teams should lose games. 27-3. You lose by 24 points. You would consider that a blowout. So move on. Texans take care of the Jaguars 30-14. Cam got that game right. He was all over that one. Jaguars struggled to move the ball big time. In one of the big upsets of the week, the Dolphins take care of the 49ers 43-17. Jimmy Garoppolo benched in this game. He was horrendous.
He was not ready.
He was terrible. He's never been a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says.
Wait.
He's lived feasted off of that defense and running game. I'm not even gonna. We'll talk about that later when we get to the 49ers next game.
Mike, just wait. Hold on. Look here. Jimmy G's all right, but I'm gonna just say this: his ankle was not ready. Like he literally he couldn't put any weight on that ankle to throw off of, and I don't know why Kyle Shanahan started Jimmy G. Like there's no way in practice he thought Jimmy G's ready. Like no way. And so, man, maybe if they don't start Jimmy G, they possibly have a shot at being better in that game. But he threw 2 interceptions so early in the game that the team was just flat after that. I'm
right there with you, Cam. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo has always been a bus driver type of quarterback. He hasn't been like when you watch guys like Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, the truly elite guys that can throw the football, and when they come to the line of scrimmage, you're like, crap, what are we doing? We need to make sure that and if we're not lined up the way we want to be, we need to burn a timeout right now because this guy's gonna kill us. Jimmy G was never that guy. I don't even think he was ever that guy in college for that matter.
He was that guy. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I can't take the Jimmy G slander because he was one of the guys that I predicted would be pretty solid in the NFL. So I'm not going to take the slander because he broke all of Tony Romo's college passing records.
Yeah, who cares? College is so different because a lot of teams don't run a pro style offense. They're not asked to do a whole lot. It's first read, second read, third read. If not, tuck it, run, or throw it away or whatever. It's real quick type stuff, which is why a lot of guys struggle when they get to the NFL. But anyway, if I were to rank Jimmy G, hold on,
go ahead.
I'm gonna let you have it here in a second. So, if I were to rank Jimmy G, Cam, I would put Jimmy G somewhere between 22 and 32, which is not anywhere close to the top half, and he's definitely just barely serviceable. And I fully agree with that. He's serviceable. But you have to remember about the 49ers team that you saw in the Super Bowl last year. They were smothering opponents with their D-line. They don't have that this year. Their starting front 4 are all on IR or out for the season, surgery for whatever. So he has been looked at a little bit different. Their starting left tackle in San Francisco, he's not having a good season.
Nope.
The running game isn't as effective as it was last year. Nope. This is the NFL. You cannot roll out with the same thing every single season and expect to be successful. because the league will adjust to you. You always have to bring a new wrinkle to the field, and if you don't bring it, then teams are going to figure you out. So Snow, I'll turn it to you. I know you got something to say, Snow. What's up?
Well, I mean, the Niners playing against the Dolphins. The Dolphins this year has been more playing like a thorn in people's sides. They're kind of not necessarily playing for, I want to say, looking like they're a dominant team. They're looking like that team is going to be an issue. You look at them and you think, oh, we're going to take these guys light, maybe a little lightly. They've been struggling for years, but they always seem to, for some reason, play a team that looks, they may be looking good, maybe, decent, and then they just are that big thorn in the side of teams, and they upset them or they give them something of a surprise.
Yep.
I mean, heck, Dolphins 43-17 on the Niners. The most points scored for Miami since week 7 of 2015. That is a long time.
That is, man.
That's a lot of points, but
Yeah.
Cam, I know you and I both agree on this. The man coaching in Miami right now for the Dolphins,
Brian Flores, baby.
He's the real deal.
Yep.
Do we both agree on that?
Brian Flores is the real deal.
So Chris Buckner here says it's Fitz magic, guys. I would say this.
I ain't gonna say that.
I would say 50-50.
Yeah,
I would say no, it's 50-50, right?
I agree with that.
Half the time you get Fitz tragic, and the other half you get Fitz magic.
Yep.
Right? You've seen it plenty of times. They're down 17. It's the middle of the third quarter, and Fitzpatrick comes out there. He's like, "Let me throw 3 dimes real quick, get us back in this game." We're down by 3 when we were just down by 17 or something like that. So that's always something important to remember. But let's keep moving through these games. Finish these games out. Giants lose to the Cowboys 37-34. Dak Prescott in that game, compound fracture and dislocation of his ankle. Very nasty, gruesome injury. People with weak stomachs, look away, look away. But Dak, you know what? Dak was carrying that team the whole game. Andy Dalton came in and, he did his thing. He did what he needed, the minimum that he needed to do to win. I mean, the Cowboys were in position to win that game. But you know what? Leave it to the Dallas Cowboys to help a team. Sorry, I don't want to say the Dallas Cowboys. Leave it to the Dallas. Listen to what I'm saying right now.
There he goes.
Flex Mike is on the microphone, okay? Listen to what I'm saying. Leave it to the Dallas Cowboys defense to allow a team that not only doesn't score touchdowns, but a team that struggles to score 10 points, to allow them to get back on track and score 34 in one game. Dallas literally has to kick a last-second field goal to beat the Giants. Should they have? I mean, listen, given all situations with Dak Prescott's injury and how tragic that is, and you know what? So many kudos and so much respect for Dak Prescott during the week. With all of these injuries and with all of those, with just everything that's going on. It was good to see the Cowboys win this game. They should have won by a lot more. They should have actually lost this game because you lose a guy like Dak Prescott. You look at it and you say, man, dude, I could see a lot of teams in the NFL that, dude, imagine if the Seahawks lost Russell Wilson. Like, what? You know who our backup is? Geno Smith, dog.
Whoa.
And so,
hold on.
I know. Listen, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying in all situations, the Cowboys should have lost that game because they lost their leader.
Yeah.
Their spirit was crushed in that time, but they rallied. They found a way to win the game, and good for them. But I'll say nothing but prayers and support going out to Dak. I don't ever want to see a guy get hurt like that because he is such a good guy and he's such a competitor and all those things. But Snow, I'm gonna let you go for a minute and then we're gonna go to Cam because I know Cam's got a lot of things to say about this game.
Oh yeah, no, I know we're gonna unleash the cowboy on this cast for this, but. To say the least, with they should have lost this game because with Dak going down. However, if you remember, who is their backup quarterback? Who's their backup quarterback?
Andy Dalton.
The Red Rifle.
The Red Rifle,
baby.
Yes. So while I want to say, I want to play this because
be patient. Just wait. They will not let you down. They are an accident waiting to happen.
I'm not gonna say it that with enthusiasm with that because they actually have a quarterback, a known quarterback in their back pocket that they could bring. That obviously now they have to use, and he is a proven commodity as a quarterback in the National Football League. This is not just someone like a first-year draft pick out of Louisiana or Alabama, someone or someone that's been just going through the league. And of course, with this quote,
don't care that they have a third string quarterback. All you need is a warm body to turn around and hand the ball off and play defense.
Yeah, from Mr. Mike himself. He's not someone like that.
Oh my God!
But this is a quarterback that has experience and has handled the pressure of going to playoffs and prevailing. So offense they can breathe a little bit. The defense, on the other hand, they are an accident waiting to happen. And it's just, they survived. Literally survived this game.
Sir Snow, let me stop you right now.
Yes.
Listen, as one of the two founders of this here channel and these airwaves.
Yes.
Are you taking a out of context quote that I said and using it against me in any type of situation? Because so I just want to know what that quote is from and what was I talking about the Cowboys?
I think you were.
No, that was the Raiders.
Oh, that works as well too. Yeah.
It was the Raiders / no, actually, it was for the Denver because they were on the rotating of their third string quarterback.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
Oh, but I knew I would find a reason for that.
You know what? Know what, Snow? I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one just because you got me so good that it actually brought a smile to my face. And I know Cam's just soaking it up and loving it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you have it. But you know what? You know what? If you're a Cowboys fan, you can't be mad at anything Andy Dalton did. You can't be mad at a single thing, dude. He put you in position to win the game.
Okay, wait a minute.
He threw it to the dudes. He threw it to the dudes that make the plays, right? We won't talk about the disappearance of Amari Cooper, but rather than that, I want to talk about the emergence. I want to talk about the emergence of Michael Gallup, who proved that he's like, man, I'm the dude on this team, and he's proven it. Give him the targets, give him all that. You keep coming to him, he's going to make it happen outside of a BS offensive pass interference call. But anyway, Cam, I'm gonna roll with you. Let me know. Give me a couple thoughts on the game. What you thought. I mean, obviously your heart's broken. You're completely devastated by all of this. I understand that, but I just want to know how you feel, where you're at. Our little outlook on the season, kind of what's going on. So just unload on us.
Defense is so bad, so bad. Like, okay. Thank you. Dak Prescott threw a pick six off his back foot trying to get the ball to Zeke, and it just sails over his head. And, that's a pick six. Minus that, though, Yeah, minus that, in which we actually got a scoop and score. So those cancel each other out. We still allowed over 28 points. No, yeah, we still allowed 28 points from the defense to the New York Giants, a team that could not score touchdowns. And I made sure I put emphasis on this last week. I said, if they score over 20, we are in trouble. And we were in trouble because they ran a fake field goal that should have been a touchdown. I don't know how that ref threw that flag on Cameron Fleming because I barely seen him move. He barely moved. He wasn't set. I give him that. He wasn't set, but barely. And it took 7 points off the board. A lot of people are like, Andy Dalton put us in position to win the game. Andy Dalton had a fumble that gave the Giants 7 points. So it tied the game when it didn't even need to be tied. We would have been running the clock out, moving the ball down the field, but we decided to fumble the ball. So yeah, Andy Dalton, you better go get us in field goal range and take out the Giants. But I'm happy that Andy Dalton's our quarterback. I said it. He's one of the best backups in the league. Him and Jameis. They're two of the best backups in the league. I don't know if he can overcome how bad this defense is, though. Can he pull a Dak Prescott and rally off 24 points in a fourth quarter? I don't know. I don't think so. It's not something that's just easy. That's what makes Dak Prescott so great, because he makes it look easy, but it's not easy. It's not something you see quarterbacks just do. So, Cowboy fans, don't be mad at if Andy Dalton makes a mistake. Be glad that Andy Dalton's going to do whatever he can to try to win the game. He's going to do whatever he can, but he'll feast on these NFC East teams coming up. But Kyler Murray this week is going to have a field day with us. They're going to have a field day. Hopkins is going to eat us alive. All right. They're going to do whatever they want to do. A lot of y'all are saying Jalen Smith had a great game. No, Jalen Smith ran up against an offense that he knew. He knew Jason Garrett's offense. So he was able to look good. But when you run misdirection, Jalen Smith has no idea what he's doing. And so that is what Arizona's going to come out. They're going to run a whole bunch of misdirection. This Cowboys team is not in a good position. We're not in a good position. But, hey, Cowboy fans, Dallas Cowboys for life, baby.
Yeah, that's an issue. Just because it's one of those situations where, like you said, Jalen Smith is very familiar with that offense. He's been practicing against it since he came into the league. But Cam, I really agree with you when you talk about Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton is the best backup in the National Football League right now. I take him over Jameis Winston just because Andy Dalton isn't prone to throwing the interceptions that Jameis Winston is, and so and he's just as good as a passer as Jameis Winston. And it's just one of those things, right? If you're down 24 in the fourth quarter or down 30 in the fourth quarter, Andy Dalton's not bringing you 24 from 24 down. Like, just plain and simple. So there's a reason Dak was the starter and Andy Dalton was the backup. Although, in comparison to other teams' backups, look at the Seahawks, for example. Would you rather have Geno Smith or Andy Dalton?
Give me
Andy Dalton all day. Yeah. And so really isn't a question, shouldn't be a question, but here we are. Let's keep it rolling. That game's over. So let's just go ahead and roll to the couple games here. Saints beat the Chargers, as we talked about earlier, 30-27, final in overtime. Drew Brees continues to make himself look super old week after week. Alvin Kamara is the real deal. But I'll say one thing about this game is you didn't realize in this game that they were missing Michael Thomas as much. I think they're starting to adjust life without him. Which he'll be back pretty soon. He'll probably be back next week, honestly. But and then the Titans beat the Bills 42-16, and Josh Allen's MVP hopes died in that game because you'll never see Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers lose a game like that. So that their MVP hopes are long gone. Yep, that about sums it up. So Derrick Henry stiff armed Josh Norman into another universe. I don't even know. He's probably still floating out there in space right now. No one even knows where he is. I said this years ago when Josh Norman had that one good Pro Bowl year in Carolina. I said he's a one-hit wonder, went to Washington for 3 or 4 years, was garbage, as I knew. The best thing he ever did was play the mental games with OBJ and got him out of his game. Josh Norman's not a good athlete. He's not a good corner. None of those things. He's a guy, okay? And so they got them there. Like I said, Derrick Henry stiff-farmed him into another galaxy. The Titans really proved that they're the real deal in the AFC.
Oh yeah,
I watched that game from start to finish. They proved that they're big time, and that I was doubting them because I was like, man, they got a lot of COVID issues, all these things going on, and so I don't know if they're really focusing on the game that they're going to play. But you know what? He absolutely the Tennessee Titans were absolutely focused on whoever they had to play. They were not worried about any of that COVID stuff. And so, I'll be the first to admit it. I'll tell you one thing. Cam, on the Cowboy Cam Facebook page this week, he was willing to admit, hey, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was 100% wrong on Justin Herbert. That's what you said. You said I was wrong. And there's no problem admitting that. Let me tell you about who I was wrong on. I was wrong on Josh Allen. I saw a strong arm. I saw that was pretty much it. I'm like, you played at Wyoming. You didn't, you didn't play against anybody. And so, I'm sitting there looking and I'm like, Josh Allen is not the real deal. I'll tell you, last night, he didn't really look like he was that good, but I'll say that there's a lot more pieces to that. Tennessee did what they wanted when they're on offense. There's no stopping them. They didn't have anybody to tackle Derrick Henry. They didn't have anybody to stop Jonnu Smith or A.J. Brown, for that matter. They did what they wanted.
A.J. Brown,
yeah, he was killing it last night. So, it's expected when he's at the top of his game. He's a DK Metcalf caliber receiver. They played on the same team at Ole Miss. They killed it. Go ahead, Snow.
The fact that Tennessee laid literally an ass whooping size wood whooping on the Bills, a team that we all thought, was just rolling with Josh Allen, and to come out and the Titans, this kind of has the feel of the Titans are just the owners of the Bills. I mean, I would say ever since the miracle in the playoffs, the Miracle Mile on that one, years ago.
That was against the Bills?
Yeah, that was against the Bills. The miracle. There are no flags on the field.
Oh,
it was supposed to be it looked like it was a forward pass, but it was ruled, it was a backwards pass, and he just ran, and it was against the Bills all those years ago. So I just feel like the Titans have owned the Bills for so long. I just feel that's just crazy. And the fact that they're 4-0 for the first time or second time in their franchise history, and their first time was back in 2008. So it's been 12 years.
Young. That was with Vince Young, I believe.
That was 12 years ago.
Shout out to Vince Young if you're out there. Yeah. Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it's just crazy. And, of course, I think we have to nominate this also as our that stiff arm. I mean, literally, he was just shoved into the Twilight Zone. And
they turned him sideways. As much as everyone made fun of Earl Thomas last year when he was playing for the Ravens, getting turned around and stiff armed by Derrick Henry, this was so much worse. This was so much worse because not only did Josh Norman go for the tackle by himself, but he jumped and then Derrick Henry stiff-armed him and he was turned sideways midair. I don't know if you saw the memes or the GIFs or any of those things that came out today based off of that game, but it was absolutely crazy.
Everybody knows
And it was, dude, it was so entertaining. But let's
For that
okay,
man, basically,
Well, I say when you gotta go, you gotta go.
it was his time.
Okay,
yeah,
Snow.
that's our
let's
second
go ahead.
one.
Snow, get your pen and pad out. It's time for flex picks for
Let's
the
do it.
week as we roll into week 6. Go ahead and drop that flex picks in there. Let's go. Let's see. Sunday. Is there not a Thursday night football this week?
Yeah,
No
there
Thursday
is
night,
no
no Thursday night.
Thursday. There's no Thursday night, but we do have a doubleheader for Monday this week.
Okay, well, we'll take it. So let's go ahead. Sunday, we got the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans on CBS.
My God.
noon here, 10 o'clock Pacific Northwest time. Tennessee favored by 3. I think that's a little disrespectful in Tennessee's way. I'll start first. I think Tennessee wins this game, double digits, easy. I don't know if there's really anyone in Houston that thinks that that's a situation. But anyway, so Houston Oilers go and move to Tennessee to become the Tennessee Titans, and then years later you have the Houston Texans pop up as an expansion franchise. So there's a lot of blood spilled here, and so there's franchise against franchise rivalry going on. But Snow, go ahead and mark me down for Tennessee. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Houston stops Tennessee, and I'll flip it over to Cam. Cam, who do you got in this one?
Give me Tennessee. I don't. I know I picked y'all last week, Houston, but yeah, Tennessee for the roll over y'all.
Yep. Okay, Snow. What about you?
Oh yeah, I think we're all swords up this week. I mean, Tennessee is one of the 2 undefeated AFC teams. I do not see them losing this week against a Houston team who is struggling badly this year. So swords up.
Okay, let's keep it moving. We're gonna go Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Bengals sitting at 1-3-1, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 tie, and taking on the Colts, who are 3-2. Indy favored by 7.5 points. SnowMan, who do you have in this one?
Well, if history has proven for myself that I could reach for the bag, but I don't really want to this week because as much as I want to even play, hit the tune, but
don't you do it?
I want to, but of course I don't want to because the Colts look a lot better than them Cincy Bengals. So give me them Colts.
Okay, Cam, what about you? Who do you got? Indy or Cincinnati?
Hey, dude, these are 2 of my ride or die teams right here. But the Colts let me down last week. They had a chance to win it, but I'm gonna ride with the Colts this week. Unleash Jonathan Taylor. Keep giving Jonathan Taylor the ball. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's probably pretty smart. So we are gonna keep it rolling here. Let's see. We got
your pick,
the
man?
0.
Whoa!
I thought I said. Oh, my
you
bad.
didn't say your pick.
I didn't say my pick.
You're like you were trying to avoid this pick like it was.
No, I'm really not, because to me it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna take Indy in this one. I think they're just they're clicking. Defense is rocking. They get very good defense.
Okay. Now we can go to the next pick.
Indy. I think Indy takes care of business pretty easily by at least 7. Anyway, let's keep it rolling. You got the 0-5 Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings, who are sitting at 1-4. Minnesota is a 4-point favorite. I will start on this one. Give This one's so hard. We were talking off air earlier about I'd made a comment about I would love to see a record of NFL teams who have fired their coach in the middle of a season, and then the very game after they fired their coach, it seems like the team that just fired their coach always wins unless they were up against a juggernaut. And I believe I said out of 100 games, I would say that they were 75-25. So, like, big time favorites. And so it's real hard for me because I'm like, man, the Falcons just fired their coach. They fired Dan Quinn. They fired their GM. They're sitting there at 0-5. They have all the talent in the world on offense. And they're not really injured outside of Julio Jones. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, who do I pick? The Falcons are 0-5. Minnesota's 1-4. I don't even remember who Minnesota beat. That's how funny this is.
I can actually tell you because I have the past weeks.
It doesn't matter who they beat.
Oh yeah, nice,
Dwayne the
nice
Rock
rock
Johnson
right
is in the house. Yeah.
The Brahma Bowl.
Man, this is so hard. I'm gonna have to take Minnesota, dude.
They beat. Nope,
yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with Minnesota though. As SnowMan looks that up, I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, Houston, another winless team. They were both winless at the time, so of course they beat
was
Houston.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go with them. I think they're gonna fall to 0-6, and I'm gonna roll with the Minnesota Vikings in this one. Dalvin Cook injured his groin against Seattle this last week. So we'll see how healthy he is, but that kid Madison that came in, he didn't miss a step. I mean, you're talking about Seattle. You're talking about Seattle, a team that was top 3 in stopping the run. They really struggled. Dalvin Cook was a real problem when he was in the game. Madison came in, and he continued to be a real problem. Also, Cam, I want to throw this out there. They were up by 5, right? They go for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal to make it that, because Cam, you know this, right? You're up by 5, you kick the field goal, now you're up by 8, right?
Kick the field goal.
You can't score any more than 8 points in any one possession, right?
Exactly.
So they can't beat you. At best, they're gonna tie you. But of course they go for it. They get shut down, and then Russell Wilson doing all his Russell Wilson magic and just being clutch and just being the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He just killed it, dude. He's just unstoppable. I posted on my Facebook that the gif of Denzel Washington, like, putting his hand on his chest, like, ooh, that was a close one. You got me, and then smiling because you won, but at the same time, you're just like, man, I was borderline heart attack there, But I just can't roll with Atlanta right now.
No, I can't.
There's something with Matt Ryan that makes me uncomfortable because Julio Jones is struggling because he's got some hamstring issues, and Calvin Ridley is hot and cold. The first 3 weeks of the season, he was on fire. The last 2, he's not been good. So I'm going to have to roll with Minnesota in this one. Mike Zimmer's a defensive head coach. He knows how to create a defensive game plan. Minnesota is, they're going to do what they're going to do. So we'll see what happens there. But Cam, go ahead and tell me who you got in this one, Minnesota or Atlanta. Minnesota favored by 4.
I'm going to go Minnesota. They should be able to do whatever they want to do on offense, really. Like, Kirk Cousins shouldn't have a bad game. And I think as long as Kirk Cousins doesn't play terrible, they got a shot. They should take care of business. So, give me Minnesota over those Falcons. I just can't trust Atlanta right now. I see he muted his mic. There we
Yeah,
go.
sorry about that. Yeah. So who'd you go with that one so I can keep track?
Minnesota. Sorry, Minnesota.
Minnesota in that one. Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. That's just like it's really hard to trust Atlanta. Okay,
Okay, I'm back.
Snow, you're back
Wait a
in the
minute.
house. We both went Minnesota. We
Okay.
don't trust Atlanta. So who do you got in this one? Minnesota or Atlanta?
Oh, give me the Vikings. I don't trust Atlanta. Oh, they are
Yep.
0-5. They're gonna go to 0-6. I would not be surprised. Let me just say this right here, right now. I would not be surprised if the Falcons joined the Detroit Lions
Nah,
and
Nah.
go over this year.
nah. They're not that bad. No, they're
Lose
not that
every game. I would not be surprised. I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
would not be surprised if that
Yeah.
happens. Because
Nah.
Detroit going 0-16 is legendary.
Oh, you mean
mean,
you
we
mean
all knew it was-
historically?
We all
You
knew
mean
it was coming, though.
historically? I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the Lions
No,
being
no.
winless this year. That's definitely
No,
not the case.
I'm
but
saying this year.
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
this season that the Falcons will join the Detroit Lions at the 0-17 losing streak. They will not win a game this year. I have a feeling that they might do that just because of how they are playing. And
I
that's
feel
a
you on that.
legendary feat. So,
Yep. So
yeah,
you go Minnesota. You go
Mhm.
Minnesota then, right?
yes.
Okay. Cam, did you have something to say about that?
Oh no, I just think Atlanta's too talented to go 0-4. Like Detroit had no talent at all. We knew they were gonna go 0-4.
Yeah.
I think Matt Ryan's too good of a quarterback to not at least win one game, you know.
And I
Yeah,
agree with
I
that.
agreed.
But remember, this is 2020. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
This it's any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Literally, this could be the craziest season bar none, and we could see team number 2 at the 0-17 mark. Come December.
Snow, that reminds me. Of all these sound bites that you have and all the crazy little sound bites you're dropping us, for future podcast notes, you need to queue up the Kevin Garnett Boston Celtics winning the NBA title. Anything is possible. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need that for future episodes.
One, yeah.
But anyway, let's keep moving.
Okay. I'll find that.
This next game is interesting because you have the Denver Broncos taking on the New England Patriots. New England is favored by 9.5 points. But one thing I want to bring to everyone's attention is this week Drew Lock actually returned to practice. So we don't know if he's going to play.
Let me sit up. Wait a minute. Let me sit up for this one.
Yep. You know, Cam, we're talking about the same Drew Lock that knows all the Young Jock songs. You know, he's singing the lyrics on the sideline. He's the most culturally accepted white boy in the history of white boys. He's singing Young Jock. He's singing Young Thug. He knows all the little Boosie lyrics sitting on the sideline. You know,
I love it.
For all our Texas boys, he knows all the Zero songs. He's on the sideline. He's just dropping it. He's throwing up all the signs. He's doing what he's got to do. He knows, okay? But we're in a situation here.
Hey, that's a bad man.
You know what? His boys will go fight for him no matter what. But let me tell you this. New England's favored by 9.5 points. We don't know even if Cam Newton's coming back. We have no idea.
He practiced today.
Yep, he was practicing.
He did practice today.
Yeah, he practiced
okay,
today,
well, if he's it's over then. If he's practiced already, the game is over. Because I think we can all agree when Cam Newton is in the game as the starting quarterback in comparison to Drew Lock potentially being in the game, no one really knows.
Yeah.
I think it's a little lopsided at that point, but I'll go ahead and I'll go first on this one. I'm going to say The Patriots take care of the Broncos by 6 points. I think Patriots over Broncos, but I would not be shocked if Drew Lock were to beat them. I would not be surprised. But Cam, let's go you next. Who you got in this one?
Give me the Patriots. I'll take the 9. You're right. I wish they didn't start. Don't start Drew Lock this week. Like, not against the Patriots, not against Bill Belichick, because he makes young quarterbacks look foolish. So don't start Drew Lock this week. But I'm not gonna lie, if that full Denver Broncos arsenal was there with Cortland Sutton and Drew Lock, oh man, I'd love it. Also, what's the running back name? Melvin Gordon, DWI. Also was speeding, going 75 in like a 30-mile-per-hour speed zone. So yeah, we don't know if he'll be playing this week. So we shall see. But yeah, give me the Patriots.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon pulled over DUI, driving while under the influence, was speeding at the same time. In the perfect world, Denver, I was talking to a buddy about this earlier. If you're looking at the Denver Broncos on paper, you would say, okay, Drew Lock's my quarterback, and Melvin Gordon's my starter. Philip Lindsay's my third down back, and at absolute worst, Royce Freeman is my goal line back. But you see Melvin Gordon constantly checking out of the game, Philip Lindsay checking in, Royce Freeman checking in. There's a big running back kind of thing going on there, a big circle of players, so no one really knows what's going on. But now with this DUI stuff, it looks like Melvin Gordon might not be in the picture this weekend. So Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman it is. They got that kid Booker as well that's in Denver. So we'll see what happens. But Snow, who you got in this one?
Tough choice. Who am I going to go with? Who? Oh, I guess I'm going to Boston because I'm picking the Pats. As they are 5-0, they have won 5 straight home games against Denver, including the playoffs. I'm rolling with them Pats.
Okay, we all go New England across the board, and now we move to one of the most garbage games of the week. I'm talking the Washington football team taking on the New York football Giants. New York's favored by 2.5, which means the score is probably going to be 10-7. But it depends which direction you want to go. Cam, who do you have in this one? And I'm eager where your brain's at, where your mind's at, because I'm just NFC East on NFC East crime in the house. Where are you at?
Well, it's going to be a good game because it's a divisional game, and we always play each other tough. If Dwayne Haskins was starting for Washington, I would probably go Washington. But no, Washington wanted to start Kyle Allen. And how'd that go? Terrible. And then we had to throw Alex Smith in the game and watch him get sacked, 6 times? Like, good Lord, Washington. Like, I'd rather you give Dwayne Haskins the playing time to make him a trade asset than send him home and not have him at the game at all. And then your starting quarterback getting knocked out in the first quarter. I'm so sick of Washington. I'm tired of y'all. Ron Rivera, not really, but prayers out to you. But give me the Giants. I think that they'll take what they did against Dallas and kind of feed off of that. And I just don't trust the quarterback situation with Washington.
I feel you. Snow, who you got in this one?
This one is going to be a real tough one. Do we know on who their starting quarterback is for the whatchamacallits?
Haven't heard of Pete.
Alex Smith.
Okay.
Until further notice.
Okay. So with that in my head, the fact that of course, this game is just going to be the get me out pick of the week. Literally, this is just going to be
Yeah.
a trash. Cowboy, you might want to go grab that fire extinguisher because the NFC least fire is starting to get out of control in that dumpster. But
I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide.
hey, you're the NFC East, person in this,
I'm
so
gonna let
you
it
have
slide.
you have the keys to that dumpster right now that's out back.
Facts.
So with that being said, yeah, this is just going to be a battle of the NFC least favorite teams that are struggling. I will stay with, while the Giants did look good against that Dallas team, even before the Dak injury, they looked good.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game up until, that injury, and then, after everything afterwards, but it's just one of those things where you can flip a coin and either way you're going to lose.
I'm just waiting to hear this pick.
Yeah, either way you're going to flip a coin. We're going to flip a coin. It's like you're going to lose either way, but give me I'm still, I'm still on the whatchamacallit train.
Yeah, do
it. The train is rolling on this whatchamacallit. So give me DC. I'll even do it again. The whatchamacallits are rolling right now as they're going to roll over the Giants.
Yeah, I need that. I need that
in New York.
Okay, you know what, Snow? Play that one more damn time in this.
Oh yeah,
I need it. We're here, Alex Smith for the dub over the Giants. The Giants are going to roll back. The Giants are going to roll back to their to their 0-5, 0-6, 0 whatever the heck they are these days. Washington's coming out on top. I believe in my boy Alex Smith with his surgically repaired skin and body parts from all other places in the body. I don't even care what it is. Alex Smith for the dub. The offensive line creates a little bit of time for him, just enough, because we all know this, Cam. As the NFC East, outside of an atrocious defense that Dallas has, New York actually has a somewhat decent defense.
They have a good defense, damn it.
And so if all they got to do is score 13 points, Washington scores 13 points, they'll win the game because we all know that New York can't score more than 10 points unless they're playing Dallas. And so we know what the deal is.
I feel like that's so right. That's so right.
Yeah. We know what the deal is here. Gimme Alex Smith rolling through, taking care of business with a big day from Terry McLaurin in the house.
Hey,
okay.
Terry.
Okay, before we go any too further, because I have this, I'm having this question, just pop into my brain, because while we've been talking, the last with the Falcons going, possibly maybe going that 0-16 record, or sorry, 0-17. Do we all think is the New York teams right now, as we're sitting here at week 6 or going into week 6, do we believe that the New York teams could go for that legendary milestone with the Detroit Lions?
I wanna hold off on that because I don't know the rest of the Jets schedule. I think the Giants will eventually win a game because their defense is just solid.
I'm just asking, who do we all think, who would be the first?
Oh, Jets all the way.
That would be the more closer to getting that 0-16 record. Who would be the one to first hit it?
So you're saying if I have to pick a team of these kind of lowly teams in the NFL that are going to end up going 0-16, if I had to pick a team right now, if I had to pick a team, I would probably take the New York Jets because they're so disgustingly horrible. There's been some, we're talking about listen to this real quick. we're 3 weeks away from the NFL trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some rumors floating out there about Sam Darnold being in the trade market. And the Jets wanting to completely blow it up just because they traded away Jamal Adams to Seattle. They've traded away everything that they can possibly trade away outside of Jamison Crowder. And so, Sam Darnold could go because if the Jets are going to be really that bad, then they're going to get the number 1 pick and they're going to get Trevor Lawrence. So I would not be surprised if I saw Sam Darnold on the move here in the next between 1 and 3 weeks. And that's fine. Sam Darnold could end up in San Francisco. He can end up in a lot of different places.
I just want a fair shot in evaluating Josh Darnold. Or Sam Darnold, sorry. I want a fair shot in evaluating how good he is.
Let me tell you this. This time last year, Sam Darnold for a hot minute was leading the NFL in total QBR. So he has the talent. He has the ability. I just think that you have to give him a fair shot. Like, you can't just give him Jamison Crowder and expect him, go win us 9-10 games. Like,
with that.
Yeah. Coming off of mono last year in the way that he had mono, you cannot expect him to come out and just like absolutely deliver. I mean, you're talking about a Jets team that is historically bad year after year. They have not been relevant in the NFL landscape since Rex Ryan was on the team with Darrelle Revis and all those guys. They went to back-to-back AFC champion. Yeah. They haven't been good since then. And so you can't expect Sam Darnold just to roll into town and just be the savior of that team. It's just ridiculous. So I'm with you, Cam. Jets are the team.
Okay. I could see that. But of course, I'm just looking at it right now as we're sitting here week 6. And of course, this, I'm going to keep saying this because it is 2020 and literally anything is possible.
Yes. We got to get that. Yes, we have to get that.
That will be here on the next show. That will be here on the next show. But so I would not even be surprised if we see the Falcons, if we see the Giants, and if we see the Jets in that 0-16 contention and for that first round, first draft pick right there. Because you got to remember, the 0-16ers, they're going to be, those offers are going to be battling for that number 1 pick next year. So it's going to be a very interesting, to see these offer teams. Are they packing it up and saying, you know what, we're gonna play a 60% game and we're just gonna say, we're gonna take our chances in the draft and get that number 1 pick next year.
Ooh, Snow, you might be on to something.
So a lot of things is going to happen over these next weeks to see who is going to be playing for that 0-16 record and join that infamous cardiac cat in 0-16 land.
Okay, let's keep it rolling. We got the Ravens taking on the Eagles. Ravens sitting at 4-1. Only loss they have is to the Chiefs. Eagles 1-3-1. They're not good. Baltimore favored by 7.5. I think this has potential to be our blowout of the week. I think the Baltimore Ravens take care of Philadelphia by at least 14. So I'm going to go Baltimore in this one. I think Baltimore is still working on getting J.K. Dobbins going. I think what you saw last week from Patrick Queen, their first-round draft pick linebacker that the Seahawks were rumored to draft between him and Jordan Brooks. We'll see what Jordan Brooks ends up being, but I think we're in a situation where Baltimore is scary because they are testing out a lot of their rookies, and a lot of things remain to be seen. I go Baltimore in this one. Snow, you got the dead Raven up there, it seems like. So what's going on there? Who you got in this one?
Hey, do not look at me like that. I know what you're thinking, man. All right, come. Hey, I know you did, but it's still okay. Baltimore and Philly. This. I mean, it should be an easy pick. Philadelphia is just. Actually, I have it right here. The season. And of course, Cowboy Cam out there, hey, you need to go control that dumpster fire out there for the NFC East, man.
Let it burn, let it burn.
Oh yeah, just let it burn. But I could go the cheesesteaks and get my upset right here. But wait a minute, I have not been drinking, so I'm going Baltimore. Give me that Raven in the Battle of the Birds right now.
All right.
You know what? As fast as Cowboy Cam is over here getting the fire extinguisher or water for that matter and throwing it on top of this dumpster fire that is the NFC East, just as fast as he's doing that, Philly is over here throwing gas right on top of it. And they're just keeping the fire going.
This thing burning.
They like to see it burn, and it is what it is. Philly's like, man, when everything's burning, we have a chance, and they like that. So Cowboy Cam in the house, what's going on? And tell me what you think about this game. You got Philly taking on Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 7.5. This is a noon time slot. 7.5 points favored to Baltimore. Who do you got in this one?
Is this even a question? Is this a joke?
Well, I mean, we've had moments where you pick the other team, and we have these funny moments. But of course, we gotta have it.
I just watched Philadelphia against the Steelers. They're not ready for Baltimore. So give me Baltimore. Baltimore's gonna do whatever they want on this Philadelphia defense, and this is literally an unbiased opinion. The Eagles are not good right now, and they have to protect Carson Wentz this week because that Ravens defense is gonna have ears pinned back, and they're gonna be coming after him. So yeah, give me the Ravens.
Okay, next up we have a good old AFC North battle. Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland sitting at 4-1. Pittsburgh sitting at 4-0. Pittsburgh in a normal non-COVID football season, they would both be 4-1 because we all know that if the Steelers line up against the Titans, that the Titans would have won that game. But that's fine. So they're about as even as it gets. Pittsburgh favored by 3.5 points. Let me see. Good old SnowMan. Who do you got in this one?
I could. There's something I want to say with this, but Pittsburgh versus Cleveland, the dog pound versus the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. I could hedge my bet and double down and go with Cleveland. They worked for me last week against that Big Ben. Oh, that's a real tough one, especially since they're playing in the ketchup bottle in Pittsburgh, PA, Heinz Field. You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here. and I'm going to be barking with the Browns.
All right.
Okay.
It's getting interesting. Let me get loose.
I have a feeling I know where Cam's going, but for the sake of arguments, Cowboy Cam, who do you have in this one? Pittsburgh favored by 3.5.
Man, you tripping, dog. Baker ain't ready for them Steelers. And if y'all remember what happened last time, Myles Garrett was taking off helmets and swinging them. You know, it was complete madness out there. But that's when the Steelers didn't have Big Ben, you know, their leader, and he's back. All right. And so the Steelers are going to look a lot better. So give me the Steelers over the Browns. I think Baker's going to find a way to throw another 2 interceptions. Just watch.
Okay.
This is this is gonna be the rematch of the brawl. So we might get another brawl this time.
Oh God, no! There's no fans. So I don't feel like I don't know if the intensity would be there.
Still, one wrong chirp, because we could all hear it at home, and it's. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. If you listen back to last week's podcast, one of the things I talked about was the reason that the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Cleveland Browns was because they did not force Baker Mayfield to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baker Mayfield is absolutely as close to mediocre as it gets.
Like right off, literally mediocre.
If we're talking 32 teams, right? Is that what we're talking, SnowMan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're talking 32 teams. Uh-huh. Okay. Baker Mayfield is 16. He's mediocre.
Yes,
he's right in the middle. Okay. So let's go there. Nick Chubb's still on IR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kareem Hunt's the starter, right?
And he's banged up.
And he's banged up. Okay. Myles Garrett's a real deal. I think everyone across the league can agree with that. He's great. Pittsburgh favored by 3.5.
It's for me. It's that Odell and Baker combination that's been working strangely for me.
Completely disagree.
Don't fall for it, Snow. It hasn't been working.
Listen, just because Baker was able to and Odell was able to burn the Cowboys in such a way on a nationally televised game does not mean that he's going to do that against every team.
It's funny because Baker didn't throw a touchdown. That's a funny thing.
Yep. Jarvis Landry. And that was an absolute dime for the record.
Dime, baby.
But I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this one. I think that 3.5 is probably right about the range that I would give a spread. AFC North against AFC North, divisional opponents going one-on-one. Anytime the Steelers play a divisional opponent, they always are like trying to kill them.
Yeah.
But I think, although I don't think the Steelers are a real team in the AFC hierarchy, I do think that the Steelers are good enough to force Baker Mayfield to beat them. And anytime you do that, I think that Baker Mayfield will not do that. This isn't Oklahoma, and you're playing against. This isn't Oklahoma, and you're playing against the weak ass Big 12. You're playing against NFL caliber defenses, and I think Big Ben has enough, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have enough to take care of business here, and I'm going to take them over the Browns by 3 points.
Well,
go ahead, Snow.
How I'm looking, and of course, right now, the NFC North, they are in a 3-headed dogfight right now in the North. It is a 3-headed dogfight with Pittsburgh on top at 4-0. I mean, they had a week off.
You mean the AFC North? You said
I meant AFC.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a 3-headed monster right now in the AFC North. Pittsburgh on top at 4-0. Baltimore right behind them by 1 game. Overall 4-1, but Baltimore's got the 2-0 division, lead, and Cleveland 4-1. And they're split on the division. So this right here is going to probably be a determining factor in who represents the North for AFC. I would not be surprised, if we get, closer to the end of the season and this game dictates who is going to be in the driver's seat, at least with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Because of course Baltimore still has, they still got to play, or actually, while they have a 2-0 record in the division, it's going to be a very interesting AFC North, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. We got Chicago taking on Carolina. Carolina's favored by 1.5. Chicago sitting at 4-1. Carolina is sitting at 3-2. You have Mike Davis going against his former team in Chicago. You have a real deal Chicago defense showing up and really highlighting everything. Nick Foles last week didn't look great to begin with, figured it out later in the game. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that and see if they're the real deal there. We have, obviously Khalil Mack taking care of business on that D line, and Khalil Mack let you know real quick. And I actually forgot to talk about this in the earlier game when we were talking recaps. If you look back to the Thursday night game last week with Chicago and Tampa Bay, you would see that Chicago almost lost the game. And the reason they almost lost the game was because of former right guard for the Seattle Seahawks, Jermaine Ifedi, gave up pressure after pressure after pressure after sack after sack. I mean, like, he's terrible. Foles couldn't have 2 seconds to pass. It was either Jermaine Ifedi for a penalty, Jermaine Ifedi getting beat, Jermaine Ifedi whiffing on a block, and the D lineman came in to sack Foles. So keep an eye on that this week when the Carolina Panthers roll to town. Let's go, Cam. Cam, who you got in this one? Carolina favored by 1.5.
It's tough. Teddy B is cooking right now. Teddy B and Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, they're cooking. And this is tough for me because I've been picking the Bears and I've been picking the Panthers. And I think I'm going to stay with the Panthers. Give me the Panthers over the Bears. I don't like it, but yeah, I'm going to take it.
Okay, Snow, who do you got?
Yeah, last week, Chicago beating Tampa Bay in the Thursday night game. Of course, bonehead play from Mr. Brady. They look good. I'll give it that. They looked good last week. It was a tough Thursday night game. And the Panthers, their opponents that they've played so far have been so-so. I haven't been really sold as much with the Panthers. I mean, sitting at 3-2. The Bears are just looking a hair better at sitting at 4-1, at least right now. And while this scares me a little bit, the Bears are one of 2 teams to have each game decided by 1 score this season. We're 6 weeks in, and they are one of 2 teams to have every game so far decided by 1 score. A score. That's a scary, sitch. While I don't want to go against the Bears in the fact that they've been pulling out this, I don't want to pick Carolina. Just I haven't trusted them as much. So give me the monsters of the Midway, Chicago.
I'm gonna make you pay for that one. Yep. I'm winning this week. I'm
really glad you said that, Snow. I'm really glad you said that. You know what? This week we're going with the team that I've consistently said was going to be a bottom 5 team in the NFL. They're going to be a top 5 drafting team in the NFL. But there's no way that you can look at the landscape of the NFC and look at a team like this and think that Teddy Bridgewater is not absolutely cooking right now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, they're here. Christian McCaffrey's on his way back. They're cooking. They're doing what they got to do. Give me the Carolina Panthers in this one, taking care of the Chicago Bears, who are a fake 4-1 team, for the record. They will still end up in, I want to say 3rd place in the NFC North, but potentially 2nd because their defense is legit. I think their offense is fake, but they have Allen Robinson and nothing else. But I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers in this one, and then we're going to move on to the Lions taking on the Jaguars. Detroit is favored by 3. Cowboy Cam, who you got in this one?
Give me the Lions. Oh my gosh, give me the Lions. Yeah, Lions. I don't feel comfortable even saying it.
Hey, Snow, for me.
Hey, wait. Hey, is it in Detroit?
No,
it is
down in Jacksonville.
Not in Detroit.
Oh,
it's in
never mind.
Jacksonville.
Give me the Jags. Never mind. Give me the Jags. Yeah.
What the
Snow for me. Snow for me. Go ahead and play that Gardner Minshew soundbite in the house. I know it's there. I know you got it.
Hey, Boomer, you're up.
Me.
Absolutely. Gardner Minshew in this one. I'm going to take the Jags. It's in Jacksonville. It's really hard for me to bet against Gardner Minshew if he's not playing against a team that's like really that much better.
Yeah.
Detroit's not a good football team. And so it's hard for me. I mean, you're talking about a 1-3 team going against a 1-4 team. Like, dude, come on. Are you serious? So, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one, and SnowMan, is to you.
Literally, Cowboy. I was so ready for you, to like, where did you go? Where did you go? What happened to you?
I only like the Lions when they play in Detroit.
I would have been like,
I got a bad feeling about this.
I was ready for that for you, but of course you decided not to go with and you went and you smartened up because we are all
Minshew Mania.
Minshew!
Brother, because we're all rolling with them Jags.
Okay, let's move on to our lock of the week. We have the New York Jets 0-5 taking on the Miami Dolphins at 2-3. Sunday at 3:05 on CBS. Miami's favored by 9.5 points. Is there a soul on these airwaves who is taking the New York Jets? Because if we can just handle this real quick.
No, we're not. No. God, no. God, no. No.
Okay. Miami across the board. Everyone agrees. Okay, great.
I think it would be if anyone chose the Dolphins. Or sorry, if anyone chose the Jets, it would be
Help! 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 Save me, pal! Save me! Help!
we would all be, needed drug testing. We would need COVID testing because we would be crazy. So yes.
Absolutely. Now let's move on. We all choose Miami in that one. Let's move on to a game that's actually very interesting. Sunday, 3:25. We have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Green Bay is favored by 1. I know the Seattle guys are probably rooting for Tampa Bay because they want to see Green Bay lose just because we're both 5-0, whatever. But Cam, I'm going to start with you. Tampa Bay, Green Bay is favored by 1, 325 Sunday afternoon. Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Who do you got?
Give me Green
Time
Bay.
out. Snow, where's this game at, Snow? Is it in Green Bay?
It is.
Yeah, give me
On the
Green Bay.
bay.
Okay.
It is on the bay.
Preston
Where
Smith
the
and
pirate
Darian.
ships roar.
Hey, Preston Smith and Darian Smith are going to have a field day with this Tampa Bay offensive line. My Lord. And then I think they got the highest paid nose tackle and Kenny Clark as well. Like, this is not a good matchup once again for Tampa Bay. If the defense can get some takeaways from Aaron Rodgers, which doesn't happen, then the Tampa Bay would have a chance. But no, give me the Packers, and I think they win easily.
Okay, Snow.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on the win easy part. I think they're going to win, but it's not going to be easy as you're thinking, because Green Bay has had 30 plus points and 0 giveaways in 4 straight games. That is why they are sitting at 4-0. I would be hard pressed not to pick Green Bay. Granted, it is going to be at the home of the Super Bowl this year, but still, that pirate ship right now can stay docked because I went to go grab some cheese because I'm rolling with them cheese heads.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. Green Bay's coming off of a bye, which means they've had almost 2 full weeks to look at Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that do you think Green Bay loses this game?
Nope.
No.
I don't at all. I'm gonna take Green Bay. I like Green Bay in this one. I think that there's a reality where Green Bay can screw up and lose a game that they're not supposed to lose. I think that can happen to Seattle. I think that can happen to Kansas City or any other team for that matter. But I will say that this is not the week. I think Green Bay wins this game just because they've had too much time to prepare. So give me Green Bay in this one.
And as Stephen A. Smith has said about Aaron Rodgers, that is a bad man.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. So let's go next. We got Sunday night football. Rams 49ers, NFC West battle. Really hoping for the 49ers to beat the Rams here. That'd be nice.
We know it's not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen. Rams favored by 3.5. NFC West battle. Snow, who you got in this one?
And literally, we can actually legitimately call this a battle of the 3 remaining California teams. There's only 3 left. There's no Raiders. They moved on down to the slot machine of the bright lights of Las Vegas. So there will be no 4-way tie of who's going to be the worst California team. There might be a 3-way tie, but still. But this time around, the Rams have allowed 1 pass, TD or fewer in 4 of their last 5 games. I am not sold on the Niners at home to stop those damn Hollywood Rams. Give me those Hollywood Rams.
I'm right there with you. I'm going Rams. The 49ers are just not healthy enough to handle this Rams offense.
I feel you on that one. Today I was looking at some stats. I'm gonna take the Rams in this one because I think the Niners aren't good. But I just want to throw out a couple things. I was looking at some stats. Jalen Ramsey has allowed a all-time low amount of passing yards on him. And so the Rams are wondering, is it money well spent for Jalen Ramsey? I would say number one, yes, it is money well spent.
Money well.
Number two,
at first I said it was crazy, but no, that worth every dime.
Yep. Number two, the reason that Jalen Ramsey has allowed that many yards is because DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson has not come to town. So understand that, because even last year, DK Metcalf as a rookie was killing Jalen Ramsey. He was cooking left and right, dude. Russell Wilson, you're talking about the best quarterback in the NFL currently doing his thing at the level that he's doing it. And so we'll let them live for a couple more weeks until we square off. But Jalen Ramsey definitely worth the money, dude. Worth the money. You need a good corner, and so good for the Rams locking that in. I take the Rams over the 49ers. The 49ers aren't going to be able to match the offensive firepower that the Rams have, and so I think the Rams can win by it. I would say at least 10. And so there's that one. Monday Night Football. It's actually going to Cam, I don't know if you've looked at it, but it's actually going to start at 4 p.m. Texas time, which will be.
This is not fun Monday Night Football. This is Monday afternoon.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Get off the camera.
This is Monday, Monday afternoon.
No, it depends how old you are. If you're a 65-year-old married couple, then 4 p.m. is definitely nighttime for you.
You know what?
So
we go look here. Y'all trying to get us beat up by some old people. Y'all better cut it out.
For real. Somebody's grandma is pissed right now.
65
anyway,
is old.
Monday, you got the Chiefs taking on the Bills. The battle of the 4-1 teams. Kansas City's favored by 3.5. SnowMan, who you got in this one?
This one's going to be a good afternoon game for everybody. It is in Buffalo.
Ooh.
So it's going to be, going to be a good game up there, Buffalo, New York, for everybody. Unfortunately,
maybe a little chilly. Maybe a little chilly or what?
A little chilly. It is that, New York, it's getting in the fall, so it's going to be a little chilly. Little chilly. KC has won 3 of the last 4 games versus Buffalo.
Not against this Josh
And true. However, I think because Kansas City losing to the Vegas Raiders at home this past week has set a fire under their ass, and they are pissed off, and they want to beat up those Buffalo Bills, and they want to take out all of their aggression. So Buffalo, it's going to be a bad day. So give me them Chiefs.
Whack, 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 whack.
Go ahead, Cam.
You know what? I can say the same thing about the Bills. Everything you just said about the Chiefs, I can turn around and say about the Bills. Man, it does make me kind of suspicious that Josh Norman is a starting cornerback for the Bills, because the Bills' starting corners are out. You know what? No, never mind. I just talked myself out of it. Give me the Chiefs. If the Bills' corners were fully healthy, which they have probably the best tandem of corners in the NFL. If both of those guys were healthy, I'd probably go Buffalo. But you're right. Give me the Chiefs over the Bills.
Yeah, I would have been on with you with Bills getting wood on the Titans, getting wooded by them Titans this past week and getting their butts handed to them. But again, Raiders and Chiefs, that one, everybody was picking Chiefs big time for that. Heck, I jumped on that KC train, and look what happened. It's one of those, I learned my lesson. So, yeah,
you know what? I'm going to let you guys go ahead and do what you're doing, but I'm not taking KC. I think
All
KC
right.
drops 2 straight. I'm gonna go with Buffalo here. This is a little bit of a risky pick on my part, and that's fine. But I think that Buffalo really wants to prove that they're an AFC powerhouse. I think Josh Allen and Snow. I agree with everything you said about KC and this and just like Cam said, all those same things can be said for Buffalo. Cam was able to talk himself, it seems like, out of choosing Buffalo, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll forward with Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I think Buffalo is going to get back to their hard-nosed style defense that you saw last year, and in the early 2-3 weeks this season, you've seen Buffalo play some hard style defense. I think Buffalo's gonna upset Kansas City here. I'm not saying it's to be by a lot, probably by 1, 2, 3 points. I mean, it's not going to be by really anything, but I'm going to take Buffalo in this one. Just because it's grit, man. You know what it is. It's, I talked about it earlier. I was wrong on Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is going to come out to play, and he's going to show that he belongs to be there. And so, let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one.
So basically, Mr. Mike is the only one who's going to be doing this.
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Yep, he's the only one.
He's the only one riding that wagon this week.
Listen, if the Bills don't circle the wagon, I'll do something crazy. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
okay.
Listen, I really think that the Bills got it, dude. I think that they can win. They have enough pieces to be able to win. They're one of those teams that anytime they play someone, like you were talking about Miami earlier, you're talking about them being a thorn in the side. I think Buffalo can be a thorn in the side for a lot of AFC contenders. I think Buffalo was definitely a thorn in the side for Tennessee last night before it got out of hand late. But I think Tennessee was like, damn, for a minute, and they were able to figure it out. But yeah, I'm rolling with Buffalo. So let's go ahead and move on to this last game. Last game, Monday Night Football, 7:15 Texas time. We got Arizona favored by 2 over the Dallas Cowboys. Cam, I'm going to let you go ahead and start. Where do you think this game is going? And we need a score prediction on this one because this is the last game of the schedule for Week 6. Dallas Cowboys sitting at 2-3 atop the NFC East with the most disgusting record you've ever seen in your life. Taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are in 3rd place in the NFC West at 3-2. Cam, tell me where you're at.
Well, normally, you guys, I break down the game. Like I do a quick breakdown and then always usually just pick the Cowboys. But I got to be realistic about it. We're missing our starting quarterback. We're missing 2 starting tackles. Our defense gives up still probably NFL record, the most points in NFL history. So once again, one of the best football players I've ever seen, Kyler Murray, is coming to town with DeAndre Hopkins. Give me the Cardinals 35-28. I think Andy Dalton's going to play fine, but I just don't think he'll be able to crack 30 points. And
what did you just say?
Huh?
Did you just say what I thought you said?
What?
Oh
Andy
my
Dalton
God.
will be fine?
Oh my God.
Then I'm going to pick the Cardinals?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. This is blowing my freaking mind right now. I mean, they've been bad all season.
What the fuck?
Okay, continue. Yeah, play that one more time, Snow. Play it one more time.
What the
Hey, look here. Look here. The reason you got me on the show is because I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased Cowboys fan. And no, our defense is so bad that I don't necessarily trust in the defense to hold Arizona under 30 points. Now, if they hold Arizona under 30 points, the Cowboys can win. But we haven't done it. We haven't held any team under 30 points. So give me the Cardinals 35-28 over the Dallas Cowboys.
As crazy as I think you are, I think you're spot on. But I just didn't expect that analysis coming from you, just because it's like, I've said this as long as I've been doing podcasting. If you're not a homer, then you're a terrible fan. Everyone loves their team. And so you'll never see me on this podcast go against the Seahawks. I mean,
Well,
I'll
you
just
got
always
Russell Wilson always. I don't have my starting quarterback.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, you said 35-28. Let me get 28-24 Arizona.
Okay.
Go ahead, Snow.
28-24?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
about to do something.
He's going to pick the Bulls.
Oh, God.
I'm about to say something that I don't normally do. Actually, I kind of have been doing for a while, but I agree with Cowboy Cam. While it is scary to think that Dallas right now is in first place in that NFC East dumpster fire that is smoldering out back at Cowboy Cam right now. And they don't have their starting quarterback. You have what? You lost your 2 starting tackles?
Yes.
So, and you have Andy Dalton coming in. Now, I said it before earlier in the show that he's a reliable he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's he's a great backup quarterback right now. However, and I mean this with the biggest however I could possibly say, Cam, you are actually I think it might be a smart idea, because right now, as I'm speaking these words, Andy Dalton has lost not 1, not 2, not 3. He has lost 4 straight Monday Night Football games. He has lost 4 straight on Monday night. And right now, the way that the defense is rocking in Dallas, and again, this will be in Dallas, in Jerry World, I do not see this defense stepping up when it's the most.
When it matters.
When it matters.
Yes.
When the game is on the line.
Yes.
When it's clutch time.
Yes. Preach. Talk dirty to me. Preach.
It is literally going to be a
Houston, we have a problem.
And just it's going to be trouble in Big D. Because as I have said before, you might want to call the Texas Rangers, because Alice is missing that D. Because they can't find the D. They need to put out a search party for that D. But it's going to be a Arizona Cardinal 2-step in Dallas, because Arizona is going to, I'm picking the Cards, and I'm going to go, I don't want to pick between you. I actually think that this is going to be a 20. Let me look back at what their last game was because I think it might be. Oh, it's not gonna be that close. Okay, I'm actually gonna go 27. And I'm sorry to say this, but 27-17.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Okay, let me bring up a couple of things. I want everyone to understand that at a certain point, if you watch this last game against a New York Giants team that is atrocious and can't score points because they suck, in the beginning of the game, Dallas was down 17-3.
Yeah.
And they needed a scoop and score off of a fumble for a touchdown and then an own touchdown of their own just to draw even. Okay?
Hey, Philly special, though. Philly special.
Yeah. So I want you to understand that. And so I think that Dallas gets down in every game that they play. They get down early. And I think without Dak and subbing in Andy Dalton into that position, they're not going to be able to come back the way that they have. Arizona can score. Kyler Murray can make you look bad if you aren't on your game. And so I think if Dallas isn't on their game with all their missing pieces in the secondary and all of their, Tristan Hill is a D tackle. He's out for the season. Gone. They're hurting big time. And so we're in a situation now where Dallas, I think that they lose this game. I think that they probably keep it a little bit close, but if they're not careful, they can find themselves into a blowout situation if they're not careful. Just because, I mean, when you factor in injuries and all those things, those things are scary. And so I just wanted to say that. But remember, we all go Arizona in this one. Snow, any closing thoughts?
Well, I mean, of course, we're all going with Dallas, and I've got two little quick things. Of course, we're all thinking Dallas, the Dallas way of
be patient. Just wait. They will not let you down. They are an accident waiting to happen.
Is going to happen. And
won't be no accident, David.
I know, but
it'll be on purpose.
But going back and looking at our picks very quickly, we may have a situation again where I would not be surprised if we're sitting here for the fourth straight week where we're looking at Monday night again, where we're sitting at a tie, because Mike has one pick where it's different from Cam and I. I have two? It looks like I have one. I have two picks different from you guys, and Cam has one. So
I love it.
So again, guys, I would not be surprised. Again, it's 2020. I cannot emphasize this enough. It is 2020. Crazier things have happened, and we could be sitting here literally 1 week from tonight, tied once again for the fourth straight week, and the tiebreaker comes down to Dallas and Arizona. It's going to be crazy.
Not happening because the damn Bills are going to win. Okay. Leave me alone.
Hey, all I need is Cleveland and I need Chicago.
Right.
I need those two. I need those two. Or if we're, one of those two has to win. And of course, Cam's pick has to win. The Giants have to win. So as long as all of our picks are, as long as I have a one out of two and you two have a one, are perfect on your different picks, we're going to be sitting here next week looking at Arizona and the score. Literally just, we're nervous. Oh my God. We're going to be just so nervous and saying,
help! Help! Somebody save me! Help!
But yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week, guys.
Okay, here we go. My man next to me is the SnowMan. You can catch him at FlexNet_PW Elite, going live tomorrow night, Thursday night, talking everything professional wrestling week in review. He'll be doing his thing. Cowboy Cam, you can find him at his Facebook page, Cowboy Cam, on Twitter at Cowboy Cam11. Talking all the Cowboys news, breaking it down. You can find me on Twitter at FlexMike11. Running the Facebook page for the Flex Network at the Flex Network on Facebook. You can find the Flex Network on Twitter at the Flex Network 1. There's a lot of things going on in this world of COVID sports, and there's a lot of news breaking constantly, it seems like. And so just follow us on all those platforms. Do us a favor, hop over to YouTube, search the Flex Network on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. If you click that little bell on the right-hand side, you'll get notifications every time we go live, every time we do our thing. We will be there. So until next week, as for me, Flex Mike, Cowboy Cam, and the SnowMan, we will catch you guys later.
Peace out.